this show is going to help you to be able to raise six figures of investor capital in a matter of weeks and even seven figures in a matter of months, even if you've never raised a dime of investor capital. Best of all, you're going to be able to do this without alienating people, without going through massive rejection, and without resorting to high pressure salesy tactics. Welcome to the How to Raise Capital 101 show for real estate investors. I'm your host, Dave DeBow. Now let's start with who this podcast is for and who it is not for. So this show is for active real estate investors who are wanting to do more by leveraging other people's money. So in other words, raising private capital, but they don't quite know how to get started. So the show is not for absolute newbies who've never done a deal before. If that's you, I'm happy that you're interested in real estate investing, but go get some training, go get a little bit of experience, and then come back to the show. The show is also not for the guys and gals who've already been in the whole capital raising trenches and they're looking to raise millions of bucks for their next big syndication deal. This is going to be a little bit too basic for you folks. So again, that's who the show is for active real estate investors wanting to get started with raising capital. So what's the big promise? What's the big promise of this How to Raise Capital 101 show? Well, this show is going to help you to be able to raise six figures of investor capital in a matter of weeks and even seven figures in a matter of months, even if you've never raised a dime of investor capital before. Now, best of all, you're going to be able to do this without alienating people, without going through massive rejection, and without resorting to high pressure salesy tactics like cold calling people or that turning every conversation into a real estate conversation stuff. In fact, when you follow the steps properly, you're going to get investors coming to you already eager and excited to meet with you and to invest. And this is without you having to chase after them. So what's different about this show versus all of the other capital shows out there? This one is really focused on the new capital raiser who's just getting started and they want to raise their first several $100,000, maybe up to $1.5 or $2 million. Most of the other podcasts in this space focus on the syndicators who are going after the really big fish. The other difference is that what you're going to be learning here is proven to work. It worked for me when I raised hundreds of thousands for single family homes. And later when I applied this framework to raising several $1 million for multifamily properties. But more importantly, it has also worked for over 200 private clients who cumulatively we've helped to raise over $300 million for their deals and counting. So for example, we've got Alyssa Becker, and Alyssa raised over $750,000 within 6 weeks of starting to work with us, and she hasn't looked back since. Then we've got Jamie and Leslie. These two started with 3 units in their portfolio that they used their own funds for and quickly scaled to 47 doors and then 88 doors when they learned how to attract investor capital and raise money. Okay, they start out with 120,000, then it got up into several $100,000, then into the millions of dollars. Then there's Mark. Mark, we helped to raise $400,000 for his first apartment building deal. And then about 6 months later, about 1.1 million for a second big deal. And here's the cool thing. That's the one that allowed him to quit his job and get out of the rat race. And there are many, many, many more examples and case studies like this that you can check out. And you can look at that on the website, moneypartnerformula.com. But let's get back to this podcast. So what to expect? This show is going to come out weekly and will be a combination of solo episodes where I'll be unwrapping a capital raising concept and giving you some actionable ideas that you can put to use right away. And the goal is to keep each episode short and punchy and really focused. So we want to do 15 to 20 minutes of content. Now that said, every once in a while, it might be longer depending on the topic that we're covering. And from time to time, I'm also going to be interviewing other capital raising experts and bringing you their unique ideas and perspectives as well, just to make this a really well-rounded experience for you. And occasionally, I'll even do what's called a hot seat episode where I'll coach a real estate investor on what they need to be doing to attract private money partners and their capital so they can really start to scale their real estate investing business. For the launch, I'm going to be doing something super special. I'm going to be getting you started with a 9-episode mini course that I call the Money Partner Formula. And this is my methodology for helping our clients to raise that 6 figures in a matter of weeks and even 7 figures in a matter of months. So we're going to be doing this over the 9 episodes, first 9 episodes. The first 3 episodes are going to be covering the foundation phase of my Money Partner Formula. And this is going to include how to create your list of dream investors and exactly who they are and where to find them. Then we'll take a look at how to create what I call your investor marketing hub. And this is going to take care of 90% of the hard work. And it's going to get people coming to you educated, qualified, and predisposed to invest with you. Next, we'll be going over what we call your $1 million investor presentation and what that's going to look like and how to hold fun and profitable investor meetings that take all of the pressure off of you and all of the pressure off of your investor partner as well. So that's going to be episode number 3. Then we're going to get into the second phase of the formula, and that is the launch phase. So episode number 4 is we'll be going over the number 1 way to not only connect with your investors, but get them primed and ready to go and ready to invest with you. Episode number 5, we're going to get into our ninja way of getting prospective investors keen to look at your presentation while taking all of the pressure off of both of you. Then we're going to get into the last step of the launch phase. And this is going to be episode number 6, which is all about getting your capital magnet marketing going and pouring fuel on the fire to really get investors interested in your deals and booking meetings with you, again, instead of you having to chase after them. That's what we're going to cover in episode number 6. Then we'll get into the final phase, the leverage phase. Episode number 7, we'll jump into exactly how to go from one-on-one to one-to-many investor presentations by leveraging webinars. This is the number 1 way I've raised 90% of my capital since 2013. We'll take a deep dive into that. Then episode number 8, you'll really understand the importance and the awesome power of the 3 C's of successful capital marketing: constant, consistent, edutaining communication. This is how you're going to access the lion's share of the money available to you and go from raising 6 figures and getting into those 7 figures. And then we're going to wrap everything up with this 9-part mini course with the capital credibility amplifier. This is going to help you to crank up the trust part of that know, like, and trust equation needed for people to invest with you. So there you have it. That's the whole thing. And the best thing is you don't have to pay anything for the course. You don't even have to opt in to get it. Just listen to it on your favorite podcast platform, or you can watch the lessons on YouTube, right? So speaking of which, this is both going to be an audio podcast and a video training. So you can either listen to it on your favorite podcast platform, or you can watch the video version of the episode on our YouTube channel as well. So again, get started by going through these first 9 foundational episodes at your own pace. And I really look forward to serving you through this podcast, giving you information and training that you simply won't find anywhere else, and helping you to create the income and the lifestyle that you want from real estate. How we're going to do that? By accessing investors and their capital, OPM, other people's money. So I'll see you on episode number 1, where we'll show you who your ideal investors are and exactly where to find them. This episode is brought to you by moneypartnerformula.com. Our Money Partner Formula service allows you to raise all the private capital you need to do all the deals you want while we handle the hard stuff. We offer reliable and affordable done-for-you marketing services that get you investor meetings booked without all the work. So go ahead and check out the website right now, and then feel free to schedule a call with me, and let's take your portfolio to the next level. Again, that's moneypartnerformula.com. Watch investor meetings pop up in your calendar. We handle the rest.